A female choir member enters from the other side, walks across the stage to where King exited. King re-enters as though coming from the men's room, and he's startled to see her.
Dr. King.
Oh, you startled me. Yes?
I really enjoyed your speech.
Thank you. I'm glad you did.
I just want to shake your hand.
Grabs his hand,
You really have a way of exciting the crowd.
tries to leave.
I'm glad you were moved by my words.
Oh, yes. I was most definitely moved by your words.
I need to be getting back. My wife may be wondering.
If you need any help with your speech, call me. I'm an excellent typist.
Hands him a note.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, you do that.
Exits. King puts notes away in his side pocket. Becomes spirit of King.
On my way back to Atlanta, I stopped off in Washington to visit President Johnson. I urged him to push a voting rights bill without delay, but he was not encouraging. I told myself that we would write a voting rights bill ourselves in the streets of Selma.
As spirit of King becomes Dr. King, the stage goes red. Sounds of violent protest is heard. Images of rioting projected on a screen. Police sirens and flashing lights on stage. Dr. King runs across the stage to escape. He can't. It is unbearable to him. He lets out a scream.
Violence! Stop it! Please!
Becomes spirit of King as noise, lightning, projections fade.
Violence was beginning to emerge in the form of riots, and a new Malcolm X arose in the person of Stokely Carmichael, who used the term Black Power. Mr. Carmichael had instructed his staff that Black Power was to be our war cry for the rest of the campaign. This new slogan I felt was unfortunate because it gave the impression of black supremacy, which I considered just as evil as white supremacy. I didn't know where to go from there.
King sits, head in hands, dejected pose. There's a projection of soldiers in Vietnam. Off stage, the choir sings Motherless Child.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home. A long way from home.
Spirit of King.
In Vietnam, American planes were turning the land to wreck and ruin, blasting it with bombs. As for the Vietnam War, it was stated to me that peace and civil rights don't mix. Since in life I was a preacher by trade, it should not have been surprising that I had several reasons for bringing Vietnam into the field of my moral vision. There is, at the outset, a very obvious and facile connection between the war in Vietnam and the struggle I and others had been waging in America.
Projection out. He moves into a pool of light.
This political stand I had taken caused much bitterness against me, and it was reported that my popularity was declining. President Johnson considered me an ingrate, and threats upon my life became more prevalent. I was named a traitor to my country and to my race. I needed to get away.
Moves into another pool of light.
I was having problems with my Poor People's Campaign. During an executive staff meeting called at Ebenezer, young Jesse Jackson,
Projection of Jesse Jackson, lighting cigarette.
who had been very successful with his Operation Breadbasket campaign in Chicago, raised objection to my campaign. This I couldn't take. Not after the papers had criticized my intentions, but young Jackson persisted.
Becomes Dr. King, faith or audience, an upset expression.
Jesse! Don't bother me. It may be that you want to carve your own niche in society. Well, go ahead and carve it. But for God's sake, don't bother me.
Becomes Spirit of King.
I felt betrayed. Even though I sense great potential in this young man, he just caught me at a bad time. A bad time.
Becomes Dr. King. Holds a cigarette. Repeats segment of a Howard Dream speech. Coretta. And
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Martin, for God's sake, stop repeating that speech.
Things are changing, Coretta. I'm losing control.
I can't take this anymore, Martin. I think we should take some time away from each other.
No,
Give me one reason why I should stay.
because you are my wife.
That's not good enough, Martin.
Because I love you.
I believe you once did, but not now.
Coretta, can't you see my world is falling apart?
What about me? What about my world? I remember when we first married. I was so in love with you. I gave up my life, my dreams for you. But now it's not the same. Because I can't help wondering every time you leave this house, who is getting the love I so desperately need?
Coretta, what can I say that I haven't already said?
Don't say it, Martin. Mean it. Just mean it. I had another dream last night.
I have told you, those dreams don't mean anything.
But it was so real this time. We were having dinner. Yolanda wasn't feeling well for some reason, so I took her upstairs to her room. You were telling the children a joke. Then I heard voices moving to the kitchen. The children kept wanting you to play that game, the one where they jumped down from the refrigerator into your arms. It was an unusually good day. Suddenly, I hear a gunshot. I hear Bunny screaming and Marty crying. Yolanda runs down the stairs. Mommy, she screams, Daddy's been shot. Daddy's been shot. And I can't move. I can't move. The next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen. I see the children crying. I see blood all over the floor. And you lying there with a bullet hole in your head.
puts out cigarette.
Coretta, it was just a dream.
It was real this time. Martin, I don't want you to go to Memphis.
I've got to go.
You don't have to. You can stay here with me and the children. Be a family again.
I can't do that. Coretta, I can't do that. It's a bad time.
Well, don't expect me or the children to be here when you get back.
You won't leave me. You can't leave me.
Maybe I can't. But you'll leave me, and there's nothing I can do.
She exits.